Okay, don't know what happened. And I'm gonna be pissed. Okay, so it's back to this. That's
Hi,
not
Mary Jane
bad.
Watson, associate editor.
Congrats!
Thank you.
I knew you could do it.
What about you? Find a job yet?
Oh, no, but
Internet cut out at like the worst possible. I
I
mean,
was actually considering.
can I skip this? I can. Good. Anyway, I don't want to go through that cutscene again. I really hope, because I've been having internet problems for about all throughout last week. That's why I wasn't really streaming. Man, I don't even remember what I was saying. It was something about I'm happy that Sam Raimi was able to return to Marvel with Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness. Because that was just an entertaining movie. I know some people were disappointed in it, and one of the biggest criticisms towards that movie was that it kind of required you to have seen WandaVision on Disney Plus, and if you don't have Disney Plus, then you probably don't understand Wanda's motivations. And it's like, oh, Wanda suddenly has kids, and it's like, yeah, it's dumb, but it's also like that's how actual comics work. If you, and that to me is one of the worst things about being a comic fan, and especially watching or especially reading comics, and then you stop for a while and you finally come back and it's like, oh shit, they're referencing stuff that I don't remember this happening. And it sucks. I mean, the only comics that I personally have followed and been into are stuff like Asterix, which real annoyed that's Phil Morris. Upset that Asterix doesn't really have much of a presence in America. We do get the comics every once in a while, but we don't have, like, a lot of the Asterix movies almost never come out in America. And in a lot of cases, if I wanted to watch any of those movies, I'd have to import them. And they're they can be hit or miss. But on top of that, stuff like I've followed Stan Lee and Steve Ditko. I have followed the Sonic comics, the IDW Sonic comics, and those are really good.
But I think it's in the way that you ask her.
I'm getting too nervous. Hey, alright, so where do you want this?
Right over here's fine.
Right.
I love this scene.
Hey, so Pete,
Yeah.
I kinda gotta talk to you about something I can't tell my mom about.
What's up?
Well,
I love how they handle this
weird
because it
things
is
have been going
funny.
on. Like physically.
Oh. Oh. Well, you know, you're at that age where your body starts to change, and so you may be noticing some areas,
No.
for example.
Not that. better that I just I show you.
No.
I love Peter being so hesitant,
Pretty weird, right?
but it's...
Not that way.
I love that shot. Where he... Yeah, and I love that, we never saw Screwball! Oh, thank God, because, jeez, I hate Screwball in this game. I'm gonna have to show off her missions eventually, but I hate Screwball. Anyway. I really like that scene. It's a really nice scene. And it's basically the setup. Yeah, Miles is gonna actually be, he's gonna be a Spider-Man. I don't know how many people were expecting the Miles Morales game, like solo game, and I have not played much of it. No, that's not true. I played a decent chunk of it, and I've loved what I played, but that game's glorified DLC. And I think it's worse that at launch it was $50, $60. I'm happy that it came with that if you bought it at launch, or if you bought like the Ultimate Edition, it came with the PS5 version came with Spider-Man Remastered. And you can upgrade to that version for like $20 if you have just the normal version, which is what I did. But it really feels like glorified DLC, or similar to how Kingdom Hearts did the I think it was called like 2.8. Not 2.8, 0.2 fragmentary passage. What was it called? I have to pull the game off my shelf. Kingdom Hearts 0.2 Birth by Sleep, a fragmentary passage. Which was basically a glorified demo for Kingdom Hearts 3, showing off the mechanics and such. That's kind of what Miles Morales feels like to me, from what I've played. At least, it just feels shrunken down. And not to say Miles Morales is bad. It's amazing. In fact, one of the it's a really damn good PlayStation 4 game. It's just it reminds me when Insomniac did Quest for Booty with Ratchet and Clank. Like it's just to hold people over till the next big game. And at least in this case, Miles Morales is a game that's worth playing, as opposed to Quest for Booty, where you're only playing at for a 5-minute cutscene at the very end. And I know I can skip these credits. I'm choosing not to, so I can have something to talk over. But yeah, it really feels like we're doing this to tide fans over until the next game, or testing mechanics that we plan on adding for the next game. I'm definitely happy that From what it looks like, Miles is going to be in the next game. I don't know if he's going to be playable, but I hope he will be, because the mechanics that he has in his own special mechanics that he has in Miles Morales, like his Venom Strike or his invisibility, definitely make it worth trying. Worth trying to see how that game is different or plays differently from the first game. Although a decent chunk of the game does just reuse elements from... A decent chunk of that game does just reuse elements from the first game, because swinging around New York, the different gadgets, while Miles has different web shooter gadgets as opposed to Peter. It feels the same, and they didn't need to. There's not much that they needed to change, and I'm almost certain I'm gonna be rehashing this. What I'm saying now when I finally finish Miles on stream. These credits really do just kind of go. What I'm wondering is if they're gonna reference the events of Miles in Spider-Man 2. Because I know that one's supposed to be coming out this year. Yeah, my foot. I know that one's supposed to be coming out this year, and I'm looking forward to it. Don't know if we got a release date. I'll look at that real quick. No, it's PS5 exclusive too, so that's fall, that's what it looks like. Okay then. So yeah, later, it's going to be later this year. Okay then. That's not, that's not terrible. My guess is it's going to be similar to how the first game came out around September or October. Spider-Man 2, chances are, is going to be out September, October, unless it gets a delay. Hope it doesn't. Really hope it doesn't, but probably going to be around there. Trying to look at games on my shelf and see what games I feel like playing next. There's some really good games that I really do want to get to. I am hoping eventually to get and I've mentioned this a couple times, I'm hoping to get a halfway decent laptop so I can start streaming my other systems. Maybe I can get my Xbox working again and start streaming Xbox games. And there are a decent chunk of Xbox games that I would love to do on stream. But still going to be doing Sonic, still going to be doing Spider-Man. Because I want to at least finish. Don't know if I'm gonna do the side missions, but I'm at least gonna do the DLC for this game, and then move on to Miles. But chances are I'm gonna be taking a quick break between the DLC and doing Miles. And looking at my shelf. I might be willing to do Lego Star Wars. Because that was a really fun game for me last year, Skywalker Saga. So I might be willing to do a playthrough of that. Might be a while. My intention is I'm gonna try and have a co-host on that, so that I can mess with multiplayer stuff, have someone have fun with, more or less just dicking around in that. But that'll definitely be fun. But I've got more Spider-Man to do before I get to that. On top of that, I also have Batman, Batman Arkham Knight, which I could do. I have the Telltale's Guardians of the Galaxy game, which that shouldn't be too hard. I mean, it's basically just making decisions, quick time events here and there. I could do that. These are junk of games. I would love to do the Metal Gear Solid series, but if I were to do Metal Gear Solid at any point this year, I would like to start with Metal Gear Solid 1. And currently the only one I have the ability to stream is the the Metal Gear Solid 5. And I don't want to start with that one. But I got a decent chunk of games on my... Just looking at my shelf, I got a decent chunk of games. Hell, if I really wanted to, I can return to the world of Ratchet and Clank and do the movie game. Movie game's alright. I know a lot of people didn't... I know people didn't like the movie. Which, I understand, the movie's not great. I don't think it deserves all the hate it gets, but the movie's not... I will concede and say, yeah, the movie's not great. But it's fine. It could have been better. And I would love to see Sony be willing to take another crack at it. I know, Sony recently started doing, they worked with Warner Brothers and HBO and did, they're doing the Last of Us series, which I should check out and see if that one's any good. Because I was actually real interested in that series. I think it is incredibly stupid that I think it was the director, someone working on that series, came out and said, "Oh, like this is going to break the video game curse," completely ignoring that the quote-unquote video game movie curse has been broken for a couple of years. Like there have been some damn good adaptations. You have there's Detective Pikachu, there's the Sonic movies. The Sonic movies are honestly loads better than I expected. Castlevania series on Netflix, which is beautiful. Season 3 could have been better, but still a great series. I've heard good things about Arcane. I have not seen it, and my problem is the Riot Games. I think it's Riot Games that does League of Legends, is just a shitty company. What else is there? There's the Mortal Kombat movie that came out fairly recently. That was good. That's another example of, yeah, it wasn't amazing. I know some people were kind of disappointed in that one, but it was... The recent one is legitimately a good movie, though. And... it's not great, but the original 90s movie, not the sequel, Annihilation is terrible and should be avoided at all costs. But the original Mortal Kombat movie from the 90s is it's all right. Kingsglaive is another example to me where it's not a bad movie. It's definitely better if you're a fan of Final Fantasy, and more specifically Final Fantasy 15. That was 15, right? Yeah, that was 15. Especially if you're a fan of Final Fantasy 15, but it's... Man, I have spent almost 30 minutes talking, and all that... The only thing that my audience has been watching right now is credits. So I do apologize for that. Again, I don't want to skip because it gives me an excuse to talk over something. What was I saying? Oh yeah, Kingsglaive... Yeah, Kingsglaive was alright. It's one of those... You probably should play Final Fantasy 15, or at least have some understanding of Final Fantasy 15, or the series in general before watching it, but that was one of the that was an example of I don't understand why this movie got as much hate as it did, because it was enjoyable. Not great, but it was certainly watchable. Don't really have a lot of other video game movies. The only other one I have is Super Mario Brothers movie, and that one, yeah, no, the Super Mario Brothers movie is bad. I like it. I'm not saying it's good. Like, I know damn well that movie's not good, but it's enjoyable. Like, it's enjoyably bad. Jeez, what else is on my shelf? Because I got a lot of just random shit that I keep forgetting I have. This is what sitting through the credits does to you. Oh, finally. It looks like we're getting to the end. That's something. Mostly. I know we're supposed to be getting a new Illumination and Universal are doing a new Mario movie, which I'm looking forward to. Like, yeah, that looks good. Honestly, even with Chris Pratt, I know people had doubts about Chris Pratt, and I mean, it definitely could be better. He could do a better performance, but it looks enjoyable. Like, I'm looking forward to it.
We were so close. But I'll keep trying. I will find a cure. I will.
Okay, this to me
I love you, son.
feels like they're setting up Harry as Venom. One more time! Is that... Yeah! A trophy for New Game Plus playthrough. Alright, nice. Oh, not much left to... You have finished the main story of New Game Plus. Good job, hero. Nice. New suit unlock, even though I already had unlock. Switch suits for a little bit. It says new suits available. There shouldn't be. I have all the suits. Yeah. I guess it does that because story or something. Alright,
Sable teams, this is Control. What's our status in Times Square? Control, APC Echo's in pursuit of fugitives.
there is one thing I want to do before I quit. Alright, so by the looks of things, it is... There! Oh, that's gonna be a swing. I can fast travel a little closer. Right. Yeah, but there's one thing I never did in any of my initial playthroughs that I want to rectify. And I think that it'll be one of the perfect ways to end off.
All units on alert. We are receiving reports of an active fire.
Yuri, you're back. How's your mom?
Fine. Right back to complaining about not having grandchildren.
So, you gonna take that vacation now?
Are you crazy? There's no time for that. The apocalypse didn't happen, which means we've got a city full of loose ends to clean up.
Sounds like a big job, but we're up to it.
Not you. For a job this tough, we need Spider Cop.
You did the voice.
Okay, don't make it weird.
You like me. You really like me.
You made it weird. Let's go. We've got work to do.
I can't wait. Spider Cop surveys the city. Placid, but seething with turmoil just beneath its calm surface.
What have I done?
rejected costume designs. Not bad, but I think the White Spider was definitely the way to go.
Huh. There's a lot of references here. Well, I have the Stark suit. Stark suit logo. You have a lot of logos that just look like references to different specific suits. I can't tell if they are or not. I love the one in the bottom left. That's great. Anyway, that's taken care of.
Needed to assist
Right, so...
civilians trapped in their cars after a crash. Report came in from God's Acre.
I know it's around somewhere. There it is.
Hey, Uncle Ben. Miss you. Doing my best to make you proud.
Yay! I got the achievement! Let me... Spyverse would work. And... yeah. There we go. Honestly surprised it took me this long to do that one. Oh, wait. I didn't realize that was a photo op. That's nice. Anyway. But that's where we're gonna leave Spidey for a bit. I think I might take some time off from Spidey. What do you mean can't upload? Weird. I might take a slight break from Spidey, like about a week, and just move on to, and just do Sonic. But I am definitely going to be doing the DLC, and probably just going to move straight on to that. And I know there's a lot of side missions I did not get to. I am not worried about them because there's not really... I don't have much of an incentive to show them off. But definitely had fun with this. It's a great game. Which is one of the reasons I cannot wait for... But it's one of the reasons I definitely cannot wait for Spider-Man 2. But we have both DLC and technically another game to play before we get there. So, all that being said, I will see you guys tomorrow with more. Don't know if my internet will be up for it, but I will be. So, with all that being